the lore.
I think he got CENTEL at one point, and that's what happened.
Ever since then, what if it was?
Yeah.
What if it was Stephen A?
It was on his solo show that he does, the
Oh
podcast.
yeah.
He got
What's
CENTEL one day, real
he'll
hard.
say like the craziest Twitter username, and he'll be like, "What is the best Pokemon?" Then he'll just go for it. What the fuck? How does he? He is so good. Ooh. All right, shall we?
Let's do it.
All right.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Zero Gravity. On today's show, we will be giving an in memoriam to NBA CENTEL for those NBA freaks on Twitter. We'll be talking about a KD trade that's probably going to happen this summer. Luka Doncic played against the Mavericks for the first time last night, and Amin Thompson got ejected from a game for some reason. I didn't watch that game, so I couldn't tell you why, but someone else here is going to tell me why. And welcome to Zero Gravity, Apollo Media's NBA podcast, brought to you by J Bar M. J Bar M Barbecue is located just a couple blocks away from Toyota Center. They got the best drinks and the best barbecue in town in Houston. So if you're heading to a Rockets game, make sure you stop by J Bar M. Shout out to Zing Zang. Zing Zang has America's #1 Bloody Mary mix. Best sold, most sold Bloody Mary mix across the country. They've also got ready-to-drink cans with the Bloody Mary mix with the alcohol already in it. So if you need a Bloody Mary or a margarita or a Michelade, anything, they've got it over at Zing Zang. And shout out to Big City Wings, Houston's wing joint, Apollo's wing joint. I am joined always by Josh Garcia. How we doing, bud?
Oh, I was doing amazing today, but then we got the news. It almost felt like a family member died. Cool uncle, weird uncle, strange uncle, or a cool brother, depending on how you look at it. This is NBA CENTEL leaving is truly one of the saddest moments in basketball history. He did so much damage to the sport. He or she or they, I don't know, did so much damage to the sport. But so many laughs were had. So many friends were built along the way. Probably one of the most elite tweets of all time. Them fake announcing that Alex Sarr, and this is most recently, of course, Alex Sarr signing a shoe deal with Fat Farm. So there will never be another one like you. I don't know where we go from here in the parody verse because parody's been a lost art ever since they stopped doing song parodies, with Minecraft, 5-10 years ago. Sure, they're totally still doing that now, but I'm sure there's a market for that. This one hurts. This one stings. What were some of your favorites?
Yeah, if you weren't on Twitter today, which I obviously wasn't because an hour before we started recording, you told me that NBA CENTEL is gone, and I said, "What? Excuse me? What?"
Hated to break that news. Wow.
It hurt. It hurt tremendously when you told me. And then I immediately run to Twitter. I searched CENTEL. It's gone. Nowhere to be found. NBA CENTEL was a parody account that tweeted out just egregious things all the time and completely false and untrue things. And everyone knew it in the real NBA community. The ones that are online a little bit too much. Everyone knew who NBA CENTEL was. And if you got CENTEL'd it happened. It happened to everyone. It happened to me. It happened to you. It's happened to everyone. And they would just tweet the most hilarious things. Just an impeccable thing that happened is that Stephen A. Smith, Bill Simmons, Chris Ryan, among others, have been CENTEL'd. Colin Cowherd, I believe he got CENTEL'd a few weeks ago as well. Everyone has gotten CENTEL'd. And the fact that it was just reaching the pedigree of actual journalists across like ESPN, Fox Sports, and The Ringer and everywhere else was just impeccable. And I won't forget him. I won't forget NBA CENTEL. And it's a sting. Twitter lost a good one today, and he will not be forgotten.
That's right. Pushing boundaries and just banger after banger. They missed a lot. A lot of times they missed.
A lot of shots.
But when there were Dion Waiters out there, I'd rather have you go 0 for 10 than 0 for 1 because 0 for 1, of course, means you stop shooting. Yep. This is like I said, it's a very sad day. However, things have been worse in our lives, but this one will sting a little bit. I don't know where we're going to go from here. I don't know what the Twitterverse journalistic universe is going to look like going forward, because that was a huge bright spot for sports. And I don't know. I mean, of course, we had the Ballsack Sports, the Barry McCockner, McCockners of the world, all timers, and of course they would have some hits. But to me, of course, I was maybe a little younger, so that wasn't necessarily as funny to me. But of course, the older I get, the more laughs we just want to have and want to share. I think I don't know. I don't want to spread any conspiracies or any misinformation, just like how NBA Centel would have wanted. But I think might be somebody behind this, whether it be in the league or directly outside of the league. And I'm not going to raise any hands. I'm not going to point any fingers. But I'm just saying there's somebody's behind this, and we'll get to the bottom of this as soon as we can.
Yeah, I mean, KD tweeted at one point, he's like, sometimes I just wake up and go to Centel and just read the comments and see who's just an idiot and has low IQ, essentially. That was good. Chris Ryan and Bill Simmons and Van Lathan for the Ringer getting got with Ant telling Bronny he doesn't have to go take a shower after the game because he didn't get any run. Was a very possible, and that's the thing about Centel. Like, that's a very, like, even probable sentence that Anthony Edwards said to Bronny James in that moment, because he was just killing the Lakers and Bronny didn't get any run that day. And it's a very Anthony Edwards thing to be said. And it was completely false and not true in any way, shape, or form. And I think that's the art that NBA Centel was, that he was able to tweet something just slightly untrue, but also could be very much true at the same time. The Luka Doncic jerseys, if you're wearing them to the game, you would get banned from the arena. Not improbable over the last month that we've had with Dallas Mavericks basketball and people getting tossed from games. Like, not the most improbable thing to actually happen, but also completely untrue. That is the art that we will be missing on Twitter, and the people getting got, and the hierarchy of people getting got, like Stephen A. Smith and Bill Simmons and all these people just getting got by Centel. KG even like it happened to him, and Paul Pierce. Like, Draymond Green, Centel as well. The list goes on, and I'm gonna be sad for a little bit. Like, this hurts. It's in the same range. It's in the same tier as the Luka trade. Like, this hurts a lot.
No. Look, man, this is this is one of those things that might kind of get put in the back burner once all this is said and done. But like you kind of brought it up too, it was not only just like a dash of irony, but like you could almost believe everything. Like, because obviously, journalism and stories and news are so out of whack, especially the past 10, 15, 20 years. Like, nothing is really out of the question with NBA Central or NBA Centel, however you look at it. This is this was one of those things. Like, this is an art form in a way. Of course, parody is technically an art form, sure, protected by copyright law, of course.
Yeah.
But this is there will never be another one unless he rebuilds from the ground up or he gets the account back. We don't know. By the time this episode comes out, he might be back on Twitter.
I hope it's a
However,
24-hour ordeal.
It's looking grim for sure.
Doesn't look great. So rest in peace to NBA Centel. You will be missed. I hope you're back very soon. I need you in my life, and a lot of NBA fans need you in your life. So rest in peace, NBA Centel. You will be missed. So we're recording this Wednesday, February 26th, 6:25 p.m. So games are just starting to get underway, and don't know what's going to happen tonight. But last night we watched something that we've never watched before. Luka Doncic playing against the Dallas Mavericks and not with the Dallas Mavericks was strange for me as a Dallas Mavericks fan, obviously. And wasn't a great game per se from the Dallas Mavericks, or a lot of Lakers as well. Like, Reeves, Luka, LeBron, they played great. Kyrie's pretty much the only one that showed up for Dallas, and they were still in it at the end. And sucky game. Like, I wanted to win more than I wanted Luka to succeed. But it was cool seeing Luka, but also terrifying watching Luka hit 2 threes in a row and then staring down the Mavericks bench last night. Like, I understand why everyone hated him, that he did that to the Suns, the Timberwolves, the Thunder, etc., the Clippers. Like, the list is not a short list for Luka Doncic hate.
No.
Coming with playoff series and big shots and stuff like that, and him staring down the Mavericks bench, which I was like, come on, man. Like, everyone in that locker room's like, why are you staring me down? Like, I didn't do this. Like, we wanted you here. Like, this is the reason we're here, is because of you. Like, this whole team was built around you. Like, that's why I'm here. Don't stare me down. And I believe it was directed at Jason Kidd.
Completely a Jason Kidd. That this was one of those games where you could kind of feel the and you get 5 to 10 to 15 of these games a year, in or out of the postseason, however you look at it. But you feel the atmosphere in and out. Like, there was hype, real hype beyond this, beyond this game. And the Jordan ads were sick. Him taking the parking lot and making it free for a certain amount of fans, that was cool. Great marketing behind it. Also, shout out Jordan Brand for the Jalen Hurts commercial after the Super Bowl. That was
Yeah.
so sick to me. That was one of the better commercials I've seen in a long time. Also, love Teddy Pendergrass, great stuff. But Luka, obviously being in a Laker uniform, this is a completely new feeling for you, a completely new feeling for all of us. But Texas hate, of course, however you want to look at it. But this is, I feel like you lost your baby, and I can sit here and ridicule and laugh about where the Dallas Mavericks will be in years, but maybe we'll get to a guy who could be there, here in a minute. But this is a completely new feeling for you, and I feel as much empathy as I physically can for you.
Yeah,
Also, Max Christie, love Max Christie. Wish
yeah,
he
love Max
balled out a
Christie.
little more
This is a
last
Max
night.
this is a Max Christie love podcast. We
That's
love
right.
Max Christie
The
over here.
most Dominican basketball player, some are saying.
Handsome as well. Good for him.
Beautiful, beautiful boy.
Just my beautiful baby boy, Max Christie, my Dallas Maverick, beautiful baby boy. Yeah, pregame, like right before tip, LeBron does his handshake with Kyrie, and that's always like nostalgic in a way for most NBA fans that have been watching LeBron and Kyrie for over a decade now. And uh, the lore that they have behind them, the 2016 finals where they have the 40-point games with each other, and the shot from Kyrie. Like Kyrie and LeBron are buddies and they're friends for life. I believe that. And there was that dark moment in between when Kyrie gets his trade and goes to Boston, and everyone's like, "Oh, does he hate LeBron? Does LeBron hate Kyrie?" And there was probably some animosity and all that kind of stuff. So it was cool to see that the handshake go down and the smiles before tip off, and then Luka dapping up every Maverick on the starting floor and going over to Kyrie and doing their handshake that they started this year, which was it's an incredible handshake as well. And they usually do it no look, like just walking past each other on the court after a big bucket or whatever. And I was like, damn. Imagine if Luka was on this team with Kyrie Irving, because Kyrie Irving had 35 last night, like 35, 7, and 4. Had an impeccable game. And I was like, this sucks. Like, we got a season, like one real season with Kyrie and Luka, and that was it. And we went to the NBA Finals.
You went to the finals.
Yep. And now it's gone forever. It'll never come back.
What a year for you guys.
Yeah. And another moment during the game is Luka's at the free throw line. He makes a free throw, and Derek Lively is on the bench. He's in street clothes, obviously. He's hurt. And he does one clap, and he goes, like put his head down. And he's like, I'm not supposed to cheer for that guy anymore. And I think that's the human element between all of the players, not just Luka and Kyrie and the rest of the Lakers that got traded and all the Mavericks that were teammates with Luka. Like, he was laughing with Najee Marshall during the game. They were talking shit, but they were laughing the whole time. Both of them. Like, they're just friends at the end of the day. And they were coworkers and friends and spent a lot of time together, even if it was just for a few months there. And that's the human side of this trade that I think some people are talking about it with Luka, but they're not really talking about it with the rest of the players there, other than Kyrie maybe. So that was weird and hard, I guess, in a way. Like, I don't know these guys. I'm not in the locker room. I'm not in the press box. Like, I don't know them, but it was weird seeing everyone like having to deal with those emotions playing against each other for the first time. And Luka wanted to kill the Mavericks. Like, I know he did it. He had 19, 15, and 12. Like, he had a great stat line in a way, but he didn't shoot the ball particularly well. But he played really good defense. I think he had 5 stocks. Like, he played really well last night, even if his shooting numbers weren't completely there. But 19, 15, and 12, that's his career high against the Mavericks. And I'm sure it's going to be like 50 in March when they play in Dallas.
Oh, once it goes to Dallas, it's over. But
yeah,
damn, Stone, you almost made me cry there. It's like your dog passes away, or you got to put your dog down, and you go outside or wherever you keep your dog, and you look for him, and he's not there. That's damn. There is definitely a human side to all this, and of course, I've seen my blockbuster trades in my life. Of course, we're all going through with the Houston Astros right now, and that whole transition. Hey, 85 to 90 wins this year. It's gonna be real nice over there at the Daikin Park.
at the dike.
I wasn't gonna say it, buddy.
I can say it. It's fine.
Yeah, this is your company, brother. You can say whatever you like. But man, that's the human side of everything really is unfortunate, and I don't know. This is just honestly the moral of the story. This is the greatest reality show we'll ever see. This is why people watch sports. Moments like this are incomparable to almost anything else. I know you're a Bravo TV guy, but this is real deal life. Of course, these people are making money that we'll never even come close to seeing in our lives, but that shouldn't take out from the uh, fanfare of it all. That shouldn't take out from the excitement of everything. And Luca being a Laker, of course, we can sit here all day. But there is bright spots for everybody involved. Of course, Anthony Davis, if he could actually, um, you know, play for more than 70 games a year, that'd be nice. But once you get that, or once you get some sort of, resurgence to dominance for Anthony Davis and maybe a young career boost for Max Christie, the Mavs will be just fine. Or maybe they'll trade for Kevin Durant. Who knows?
Yeah.
Basketball and transitions are a weird thing, and I hate to be a part of it. Hate to see you be a part of it because this is real life, and that's the sucky part of everything.
Yeah, Anthony Davis was shooting around, and he was actually jumping yesterday at the Lakers game, and they gave him a really good tribute as well beforehand. It was like 2.5, 3 minutes, like full on tribute, and had a lot of funny moments in there with him and LeBron, like off the court, and then obviously the on the court stuff, the championship, the in-season tournament championship. People forget the inaugural in-season tournament champions, the Lakers.
People forget.
People
That's
forget.
right.
I forgot. And then they had a full like 15, 20 seconds of in-season tournament champs highlights, and I was just like, all right, it's kind of weird. And we literally won an NBA title with this guy. Like,
just getting
wouldn't you
used
spend
to it,
like
baby.
more like a minute on that? Whatever. But it seems like he's nearing a return. March 6th, he's going to be reevaluated, but the hope is that he comes back pretty soon. Dwight Powell came back last night, and he was a serviceable NBA center as your fourth string center. So that was fun.
Then he got hit in the face again.
Immediately. It was 12 seconds into his first.
What a man. The mayor of Canada, some are saying. The governor.
Yeah. I'd nominate him as the next whatever Trudeau is. What is he?
Prime Minister, duh.
Prime Minister. Dwight Powell. Whenever he retires Prime Minister of Canada, I'm all in. I'm going to be running that ship for him. I'll run the campaign. I'm going to CENTEL the shit out of Canadians.
CENTEL the shit out of his campaign. Just spread a bunch of misinformation. Going back to the CENTEL thing.
Okay.
Of course, we can sit here and say misinformation has been around for a very long time. It's been around for hundreds of years, thousands of years. But the way that he did it was just so you can't compare it to any other way of, of course we can sit here and say it's parody, but that was a special talent. That is a special talent. I don't know who is running it. I'm sure we can sit here and do our sleuthing. Maybe we'll have answers by next episode. And like I said, maybe his account will be back up. But that was special. That Alex Sarr tweet, I can't stop thinking. Oh man, Fat Farm for life, dude.
Impeccable tweeter. I'm gonna go on LinkedIn after this episode and see if I can find someone that just has CENTEL in there.
We found a Brick Center or whatever his old Twitter was.
Yeah, he got canceled pretty immediately there.
Definitely.
Then came back like a week later, tweeting like nothing happened. That was funny.
Pain, baby.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, we talked about the Mavericks and Luka enough. We'll talk about the Rockets now. So Amin Thompson got ejected the other night against the Bucks. He almost fumbled the game away. Alperen Şengün, I got a text and I was like, I don't know what happened. I don't remember what I was watching. Maybe the Stars. It was a little chaotic in the group chat. Couldn't tell you what happened, but the Rockets won the game, 197. Saw that part.
That's right.
Walk me through the ejection and the end of the game where you're losing your mind and then end up being like, all right, well, we won.
So Amin Thompson does some form of I don't know if you'd even call it a young player's mistake, a rookie mistake, whatever. He proceeds to do a kind of a wrestler finishing move, kind of grabbing the neck and throwing down. Of course, I'm sure you've seen the video, and most of you have too.
Actually, so I need to look at this. I'm going to look it up while you're talking.
Perfect. So he ends up throwing Giannis completely down. And, of course, thank God Giannis doesn't like hit his head or, nothing crazy happens. But it was definitely a point of contact where you're like, oh, that is nasty, dirty, whatever you want to call it. Normally I cope for my my hometown guys, but it's gnarly. It was a gnarly play. But going back to the end of the game, this was I love your facial expression, Stone, for the YouTube viewers. This is
that is something.
It's a play. You can't really defend that. But
I've watched a lot of hockey over the last 2 weeks, obviously with the Four Nations tournament. There's a lot more hits, literally 50% more hits than an average NHL game. Like Canada, USA had 63 hits, a lot of fights as well in that first game. And now the rest of the NHL is now has now seen that, and they are hitting more, and it's a little bit more vicious. There's been more fights in the past few games since Saturday or Friday when everybody came back, and that part I enjoy. So I've been into the physicality over the last several days, and
Good.
that just brought me right back to hockey. That was good. That was funny.
Toxicity. Let
Not
everybody
a
fight
great
again.
play in any way, shape, or form, but that's funny.
It's nope, not a basketball play. I understand why he was ejected. I'm not going to
Yeah.
sit here and cope for the guy. However, towards the end of the game, the Houston Rockets were up, I believe, 3 points with about 12 seconds to go. We make some good stops. Brooke Lopez takes a 35-footer, which was hilarious visual. Actually, almost went in, which would have been remarkably devastating. We are up 3 points, and we finally get the ball over the half court line. It was about 6 or 7 seconds. It was pretty close to a 8-second violation, but not alarmingly. And instead of Alperen Şengün holding the ball after receiving a pass, he drives from nearly the half court line. We'll call it past the 3-point line, and just drives towards the paint. And we thought, like, oh, you're gonna go up for it and like risk getting fouled. Sure, I kind of understand that, but not really. But he proceeds to do a behind the head pass. Of course, the what immediately comes to mind, and people have been saying the Magic Johnson gif or the video where he's in the documentary where he's like he and throws it behind his head. Um, Alperen Şengün proceeds to do that, and we turn the ball over. So then the Bucks have another chance, and Tari Eason, of course, fouls him at the end there, trying to get just 2 free throws, but then it almost becomes 3 free throws because Dame immediately catches the ball, shoots it up without even taking any steps. So then, of course, they call the foul on the floor. So Dame gets fouled by Tari Eason, and there's about 6 seconds on the clock, maybe 6.5, when he ends up getting the inbound into Dame. Tari Eason ends up fouling him at about the half court line, of course, and he's stuck kind of in the halfway shooting motion. But they keep all those fouls on the floor, of course, because the NBA actually sometimes has a brain, and good for them, good for the refs that they do that now. And so Dame shoots his free throws. He gets his 2 normal free throws, 93% from the line, by the way, 92 or 93%, and 4th best NBA free throw shooter in his career. Proceeds to just brick the first one, and then on the second one, Alperen Şengün and Giannis Antetokounmpo get called for a double lane violation. Never seen that rule in my life, and there ends up being a jump ball at the center court line. Bear with me, I'm almost done. Jump ball at the center court line, and then the time on the clock doesn't get changed back. Like they end up stopping the clock like right when the ball hits the rim at 3.7 seconds, but they should have called it on the floor. There should have been like 5.5 seconds there, like 2 seconds completely off the clock. Giannis gets the jump ball over Alperen Şengün, passes the ball to Damian, or I think maybe, Damian Lillard receives a pass, takes one dribble, pump fakes, then takes one dribble, bricks a 35-footer, Rockets win. Incredible stuff going on at Toyota Center, and just a nasty dogfight between two, dare I say, perennial playoff teams. Whoa, I said it.
That's just SEC basketball right there.
That is right, brother. That's right.
That's what I love to see. Disgusting
man.
on all accounts there. That was gross.
Thank you. That is Rockets basketball with your co-host Joshua Garcia. That was what a time. And now we're going to be on national TV with no Victor Wembanyama in attendance for the San Antonio Spurs at Toyota Center. Those tickets might get down to $1. So we'll see how that goes. And we'll see what time it is. Nope, can't make it. That's unfortunate. It is 6:41 Central Time here in Houston, Texas. Not going to move from my humble abode here. But yeah, Rockets basketball has been disgusting all year, but we're winning the disgusting games. So I think I'm back. I think we're all back.
Maybe. Give me Anthony Davis and I'll be back.
All right, you got it, man.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Speaking of superstars, Kevin Durant back in the news once again, as always, as per usual. He didn't do anything in any way, shape, or form, but the Suns did try to trade him at the deadline. We've already recapped that on previous episodes, but Brian Windhorst on ESPN today basically said that the Suns know that they're going to trade him. KD knows that the Suns are going to trade him. It's just a matter of where he is going to get traded this summer, basically. So the Suns are dead again for the second time in a few years here. I get why they're going to trade him, but like, if you're going to trade him, why wouldn't you try to trade Booker as well?
Get everybody out.
Recoup any and every asset that you can get. It's the new owner syndrome. Bill Simmons loves new owner syndrome and the body language doctor. He knew that immediately coming into the Ishbia. He's like, Ishbia comes in, he's like, he's gonna trade for Kevin Durant. Like, it's gonna happen. Like, immediately. And yeah, that happened. A lot of first round picks were swapped there, and it hasn't worked out. They're below 500. It is almost March at this point. There's very little hope for them to make the play-in at this rate. Like, they're 2, 3, 4 games out of the play-in out of the 10 seed. Like, just an all-around disaster of team making and relying on Isaiah Thomas of all people to help build your basketball team is not something I would recommend doing. Having watched the early 2000s Knicks with Isaiah Thomas at the helm,
Oh, man, what a bunch of guys on that team, huh? Eddie Curry, GOAT.
legend. It's just, I understand that he's your buddy, he's your friend, he's a reliable person for you, not in an NBA GM sort of role.
Nope.
Just if you look at his history in that position, I would be like, I'm going to stay as far away as possible from this man. I do
He
not
ran a
want
WNBA team to the ground. People
I
forget.
I don't want any of his scouting advice. I want none of his insights to any of the players. I want to rely on people that are actually good at their jobs, or people that I've hired for those certain positions to run the basketball team like as they should. Like, an owner should just hire the right people and then stay out of the business and make sure the books are running right and wanting to win championships. That is my opinion on NBA and sports owners in general. Like, hire the right people, let them do their job, try to win championships. And if things aren't working, fire those people, find the right people to put in the positions, and go on from there. But yeah, Isaiah Thomas helped him out there, and that was great. So if they're going to trade KD, I don't know why they wouldn't try to trade Booker as well on any other asset that is remotely close to getting any kind of first round picks. Obviously, Bradley Beal is going to be on your team for the foreseeable future, so might as well just add some more bad contracts to it and get as many picks as you can. I don't know why you wouldn't do that. I don't think they're going to do that. I think they're going to try to trade KD and run through Booker, and then that's not going to work for a season or two, and then he's ultimately going to be traded. But I would just full blow up this summer and just try it again.
Sounds good to me, buddy. The Houston Rockets have 4
I
of their
know.
draft picks. Thank you. This is music to my ears. I was so confused as to why Raphael Stone kinda in the moment, of course, I was very confused
It was a
as
weird
to
trade.
why he pulled the Nets, draft picks back to them, and took the Suns picks, because I was like, "Oh, they have KD." Of course, we've made fun of the Bradley Beal situation. They have Devin Booker. They might not have a bench anymore, but they'll be a 6 seed. They'll be a 5 seed, like, surely. And now we're here and they're the 11th seed and, like, trying to just hang on to play-in hopes without even trading any of those guys yet. Like, just imagine once they trade those guys, we're getting 45 bowl minutes a game. Like, that man will have a job for the rest of his life.
Are you
So
going to do the Bol
that's
rap from NBA TNT the other week with Shaq? Did you see that?
No, I did not.
So the host, it wasn't Ernie. I can't remember who the guy's name is, but he started rapping, like freestyling
It
on
had to have
the
been
show.
Shaq. All he does is talk about bowl.
And then Shaq literally had a bowl on the table, like a clear glass bowl, and he ended up putting it on. He goes, bowl at the end, and put the bowl on his head. It was incredible.
Alright. I might have to, bear witness
I'm
to
gonna
that,
find
but
it. No, it was really
please,
good. I'll send it to you after.
dude, hey, throw Bol into the Houston Rockets or keep Bol there and make him play 40 minutes a game. I am happy either way because I get to witness Bol in 2 weeks, 12 days, 11 days actually. So I am uberly excited about that. Last time he came to Toyota Center, it was a movie. We are in the year 6 of the Bol experience, and you know, I don't know why I got fixated on this. I've just always loved Bol. Like, he was that,
He's been
like, that
fun.
was going to be the guy. I don't care that he was a second round draft pick. That's not the point. Like, in my brain, he was always going to be the guy. And in my brain, he still is that guy. His Finsta, have you seen his fit pics? Too much
No,
belt. He changed his Instagram name to Too Much Belt. Because I think he just wears like baggy ass, like he just wears baggy ass Chrome Hearts jeans and like weird denim.
good for
Um,
him.
the guy rocks. His Finsta is great. I love NBA players with Finstas. Not Bol. Excuse me, I'm fixated. Rob Dillingham, his Finsta, so good. I think it's called Without God, What Are You? Great poster, posts great rap music, posts great fit
Great
pics.
username.
I love NBA players that post like they're not NBA players.
Did
Like,
you did you see Gilly the Kid, that clip with Jeff Teague's podcast?
no, I don't think so. Please explain.
So Gilly the Kid is renowned by like Donovan Mitchell and several other NBA players that he's a very, very good shooter on the basketball court. Like, just a regular guy. He's a content machine. Like, he's incredible. He's in the Eagles locker room, just like he's the main character. And the Eagles just won the Super Bowl. Like, he's the main character on their team, and it's very funny.
Yep.
But NBA players love Gilly the Kid, and he's on Jeff Teague's podcast. I can't remember what it's called, but one of the guys was like, "Who could you beat 1-on-1, like first to 11 in the NBA right now?" And he goes, "I can name 7, or I can name 10." And they're like, "No, there, no, there's no way." And the second guy he names is Rob Dillingham, and everyone's like, "What the fuck, man?" And he goes,
No,
Jiggy.
absolutely not.
And then he goes, "You couldn't even," and one of the guys goes, "You couldn't even beat Reed Shepherd." He goes, "Reed Shepherd? I could beat him." It's like, and then he goes, "4 dudes on the Nets."
Oh my God, we're getting Dayron Sharp strays on retired NBA player podcast. What are we talking about?
Gilly the Kid is incredible. He was balling up against Donovan Mitchell. They put a clip of him playing 1-on-1 with Donovan Mitchell, and he wasn't cooking him per se, but he was scoring very much at will. It was kind of strange. Like, he was kind of a bucket. Yeah, that Rob Dillingham comment from you just triggered that in my brain, and I had to share.
No, this is good journalism right here. Rob Dillingham, man, that's gonna be the next Bowl for me. I'm telling you, there's
Yeah.
a guy that comes in the league every 5 years. In 2009, it was Von Wafer for me. I still fixate about him to this day. He played 60 NBA games, but damn it, I will throw his name on Immaculate Grids or the basketball version of that whenever I can. Like, there's always going to be guys. Low-key actually used to be Terrence Ross, but he
Yeah.
actually ended up carving out like a pretty good NBA career.
He
So
was a decent guy. Yogi
hopefully,
Ferrell
yeah,
for me.
yeah.
Yogi.
Yogi Ferrell. There you go. Now we're just gonna sit here and name guys all day. This is what boys will be boys podcasting. Trademark that.
I was scrolling through my photo album today. I don't know why. I think I was bored, and I saw a meme, and it was like, "In another life, I would love to name random athletes with you."
That's right.
I was like, yeah, it's just what the guys want to do. Just name random guys.
That's right. That's right. I'm sitting here watching Ty Wigington highlights. There's an Astros poll for you.
That's a good one. I'm already mentally preparing for KD to be a Maverick this summer. So
it sounds like that's one of the better case scenarios for anybody involved. You get 2 years of KD and elite tweeting, and maybe he's the one who's running NBA CENTEL. Oh my God, I think we just had a breakthrough. And the show. And the show. It's not going to get better than this, folks.
I was going to talk about Paul George, but we don't have to talk about it. He's going to stop podcasting, and he announced it on his podcast. That's it. That's all I wanted to say. Very funny. Very ironic that he's going to stop podcasting, but he had to announce it on his podcast that he was going to stop podcasting. So that's my Paul George anecdote.
This is a solidarity strike. Paul George, we are with you. We are going to stop podcasting right now too.
Yep, we'll be back.
Just for this show, though.
Yeah.
We're good. Yeah.
Yeah, we'll be back next week on Monday morning with another episode. We'll have the 3-man weave going with Sheldon and Josh, and we'll be back to the normal 3-man weave. It's going to be good. But just want to shout out to our sponsors, J-Bar and Barbecue. Just a couple blocks away from Toyota Center. So if you're going to a Rockets game, or even you're just downtown Houston, go to J-Bar and Barbecue. The jalapeno cheddar sausage is my favorite. I would get that. Or the Texas Trinity plate, where you get 3 meats, 2 sides, and a drink. It's a great time over at J-Bar and Barbecue. Zing Zang, America's #1 Bloody Mary mix, and they've got the ready-to-drink cans, the RTD cans, as they say. It's got the vodka already in it with the Bloody Mary mix, America's #1 Bloody Mary mix. People forget. And Big City Wings, Houston's Wing Joint, Paul's Wing Joint. They've got 14 locations across the Houston area, so chances are if you're in Houston, you're near a Big City Wings. And we love all of our sponsors on this episode. Josh, we love you. We love NBA CENTEL, and we hope you're back very, very soon. And we'll be back very, very soon with another episode of Zero Gravity, Apollo Media's NBA podcast.